Guys, the Real Life Insights. I have a special guest. This is Mr. Marvin Zimba Motivation. He decided to visit me, but you know, when you're in the powerhouse, the knowledge hub, you've got to drop something before you leave. So this man has got some freestyle motivation for us. Mr. Marvin Zimba,
Wow.
what do you have for me this morning?
Yeah, thanks for having me in the first place, and good morning or afternoon viewers, or evening. I don't know when this is going to be broadcast.
Yeah,
But anyhow, I think my passion,
yeah,
Jonathan, is just to encourage people to find something else to do.
okay.
Especially those people in formal employment. We have a lot of people that are in formal employment. In fact, 70% or is it 80% of people are in formal employment.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you know, every day every month you wait for that check, which is good. I mean, it keeps food on the table, it keeps you going, keeps you moving from one place to the other.
yeah,
But I always encourage people to find something else to do apart from the formal employment.
okay.
I'm a radical in that one. I always encourage people to find something extra to do.
Okay.
You are a biblical person from the little knowledge I know about you.
Already.
And I mean, if you read the book of Genesis, there was a Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Right. Garden of Eden had 4 streams of water that were bringing water to the Garden of Eden. That was before sin even came into the world. 4 streams of water. I mean, God is God. If He wanted, only one stream,
yeah.
could have been bringing water to
Yeah.
the Garden of Eden, and it was going to flourish and be as beautiful as it was. But He decided to put 4. And my thinking is, and please don't think this is heresy.
Yeah.
My thinking is, I mean, the idea behind having multiple streams of water is just in case one dries up, just in case one fails to flow.
Just in case you lose your job, right?
Losing a job is even an understatement. Sometimes you might even, of course, you lose your job, yes, but there's so many things that can cause you to lose your job. Number 1, you can get fired. Number 2, somebody more qualified than you could come. Number 3, you could just go on retirement. What happens when you go to retirement? It means that everything comes to a standstill, basically. I mean, you can't start a business after retirement. It's most likely not going to work. 90% of people who've started businesses after retirement hasn't worked. So you have to start practicing those little things that you do every day right now before you get into retirement. So by the time you get into retirement, though, it will just be like an added advantage. If you get your gratuities and you get your monies, you can just add to being something that is already existing. So I always encourage people to always find some extra money. It adds more value to you. And I know people I've always argued with some people over this same concept of putting and having an extra stream of money.
Yeah.
Some people say, well, you need to have it when you are very old or you're very young. For me, I don't really believe it. I think
anytime.
It's anytime. When you just reach a point in your life where you just think, okay, I think I can do this. I can create this and make money for myself. And you might be shocked that most of the people who even say these rivers, the little streams that are bringing money to the house, eventually became the main thing in their life.
Awesome.
So exactly. So my encouragement to every person who's in formal employment is that never take things for granted. The way things are now is not the way things will be 5 years from now.
That's the point right there.
Just because you have that job and that salary and you're getting paid now doesn't mean 5 years from now you still have the job. I'm not wishing you bad luck, but the truth of the matter is we've seen people that have gone before us. We have experienced people who've lost their job. Some have even reached a point of committing suicide because they couldn't believe that they lost their job. Yes, we know that. I mean, that's a fact. We know of popular people that I don't want to even mention names here, but we know of people who actually went and committed suicide after losing their jobs. Why? Because they never prepared for a time when they don't have that job. So it's good for us right now whilst we're still working, and it's for me it's the best time. Some people say no, you have to wait until you retire or you stop, you quit your job. No, you don't need to quit your job.
Start now.
You need to start now.
The best time
to start is now.
That's
whilst
a bomb
you're
right
working.
there.
And besides that, there are 2 types of jobs. There's one type of stream of water that you like to do that I think needs your full dedication. You need to retire.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think if you're going to do farming full scale, I think you need to be present.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to do anything else, at least you can do it on remote control,
like an Airtel Money booth.
Exactly, or any other thing, barber shop or transportation. You know, you're moving fertilizer from one place to the other. You just need to do it now, and it's the best time. And you learn from there. So my encouragement to every person who's in formal employment: please find an extra river, just in case the river that you have as a formal employment dries up. You need to have a backup, like the Garden of Eden had 4 streams of river. That's all I could share, I think, for today.
Wow, that's a power bomb right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm talking about. This man wanted to run away from here without saying anything. I had to force him to just say something. And I've learned something. I've got to have at least, that's minimum, 4 streams of income. And the best time
sometimes you could even have just 2. Sometimes you could just even have 1. But the idea is when you have that stream, you need to grow it to the point where, I believe you need to grow it to a point where it's making more money than your former employment.
Wow.
That's my part. You need to grow the extra rivers to the point where they're making more money. That's the only way you'll be guaranteed to say, after I leave exactly. After I stop working, after I go on retirement, or after I decide to say, let me take this full time, you'll be comfortable enough to go out there and do that. Why? Because that other river is making more money than your former employment. If it's not, you're not going to quit your job. And I'm not saying quit your job now. I mean, you should only quit your job now when you find your career.
Mr. Marvin Zimba motivation. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Real life insights. Go find something else to do to make your money.
Find an extra river.
Your job. Thanks a lot for showing up, boss.
Thanks, man.
Have a good day.
Get well.